Hello everyone, Rabbi Abe here. Today in this video, I am going to explain how to get your prayers answered for wealth, well-being, whatever it is that you need. And I have to give you the background because, our brand new course of Jewish Wealth Secrets is coming up very soon. If you want more information about that, go to the website rabbiabe.com. But we don't know how to pray. For whatever reason, religion has taught us, when you need something, pray. And, I get comments all the time. I've put some videos about similar topics, such as this out before. And I said, stop praying to God. And people say, no, you got to pray all the time. By the way, I might not disagree with that, but you have to understand how to pray, because if your intention, one of the things that Kabbalah explains is that intention is 99% of what's going on. I mean, is there a difference between someone who says, I love you, and doesn't mean it? Or, I love you, same words, same three words, but means it with all their heart and soul? Absolutely. Intention. Intention fills the energy of the vessel. And so, it's very important to understand what intention is many, many different things. And our fundamental foundation of how we understand things is also part of that intention. And it's extremely important. It will make the difference whether these prayers get answered or not. So what is the standard understanding of prayer? Well, I need something and I'm going to pray for it. In other words, right now, God's not giving me whatever it is that I need. I need money. I need health, I need protection, I need safety, I need whatever it is that I need. I'm not receiving it now. God's not giving it to me now, and I need to pray for it. And maybe if I pray for it, God will give it to me. So, and this is the premise in most religions. Religion says that if you pray, hopefully God will hear your prayers and they will be answered. Well, I don't agree. A thief prays too. And sometimes his prayers get answered more than the good people on the planet. How do I know that? Let me ask you a question. A thief, a criminal who's about to rob a bank, isn't he praying that he gets away with it? Does he not want to get away with it? So he's praying. It may not be a formal prayer, but nevertheless, an evil person is also doing his type of prayer to get away with his evil deeds, right? So, good people aren't the only ones praying. Praying can be many different things. Praying is an intense desire, whether you put formal words to them or not. It's really a desire that I want to be answered, okay? Fulfilled. Isn't that what a prayer is? Or is it? And actually, according to the teachings of the Kabbalah, no, it is not so. Because what's the proof? The proof is not all prayers are answered. Sometimes maybe the prayers are answered. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes we feel we're going nowhere with it. The first step in getting prayers answered is understanding what they are for. And I will tell you what they are not for. They are not, and never are, for trying to change the Creator's opinion, God's understanding of us. Because if we understand what God is, God understands everything about everything, every thought, every intention, everything about us. What's more, I'm going to read to you from the ancient writings of the Kabbalah that tells us something else which is perhaps shocking to most of us, because again, we sometimes, unfortunately, we are projecting our own consciousness on the Creator of the universe. And the Creator's thoughts are not our thoughts. The Creator's actions are not our actions. We don't have the concept, the proper concept of what the Creator is. We know what we are. We tend to compare things against ourselves. That's what we know. We project our understanding of things around us, our environment, other people, according to ourselves. We see someone as judgmental because we may have judgment within us. But that's not what the Creator is. The Creator force, I'll even tell you this, is giving evil people, also fulfilling the needs of the evil people, giving negative people also light, also energy. And sometimes it even seems to be more so than the good people on the planet. So what is it about? What is it about? Let me read to you. I'm reading to you from the text of the 10 luminous emanations, one of the I call it a meat study of the Kabbalah, which explains to us the fundamentals of how the tree of life functions and the mechanism of God, how God works. And I'm just picking a section here. He says, Lefi hamivu'ar, according to what we have explained, Tavin hetev, we must understand this well. Ki or ha'elyon eno posek mila'el netzalim afilu lerega. He says, if we could only understand this one thing. The light of the Creator, it shines, it's emanating endless beneficence, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, never, even for a moment. Even for a moment, it doesn't stop. In this world, what does that mean? Endless beneficence, endless fulfillment, endless abundance, endless security, endless protection. It's shining down every moment and never stops. What are we praying for? I mean, do we need to pray that the endless abundance will come shine down on me? No. Why? Because it already is. That's why. Every possible fulfillment in potential, actual, that I can ever need, that I could ever desire, beyond what I can ever desire, is already being shunned down. It's already emanating from the God force of the Creator. Well, if that's true, now, we may have an issue with that because then, well, why am I not receiving it? If that's the truth, why am I not receiving it? Let me give you a very simple analogy. Did you ever try to talk to somebody who's closed-minded? I'm sure we all have, right? You're talking, you want to tell them something, you're talking. Maybe even they're not closed, maybe they're just busy, their head is in another place, okay? You're talking, and you see them nodding, and they go, But nothing is going in. They're not getting anything of what you're saying. But you are talking, aren't you? You are speaking. You're putting all of your heart out there. But they're not getting any of it. Why? Because there is no place, or there's a blockage. There is no place for what you are giving. The rule, according to the ancient Kabbalists, is for light, which is endless abundance, which is everything that we possibly need. In order for light to be received and manifest in this world by us, there must be a true desire, and that has an explanation. A true desire for what is being shared. There must be a true desire to receive that. Now, we believe that we receive. We believe that we desire. We believe that we desire. And I will tell you, again, in all my years of guiding people through a consciousness process, in all the years that I have been speaking to thousands and thousands of people, would you believe me if I told you that very few people truly have a desire to receive the thing that they think they want. Either because of fear, because of security issues, because of freedom issues, because of traumas, because of all kinds of things that are blocking in the way. And I give this analogy. If you had the red phone, very special phone, that someone is going to offer you, and you know what? If you pick up this phone, you can talk directly to God right now. But the deal is, if you want to truly talk to God, you have to accept 100% whatever commitment, whatever action, whatever you must do, whatever you need to stop doing. If it's physical, material, emotional, maybe you need to give up certain foods and never have them again. Maybe you need to take on responsibilities that you've been running away from all your life. Maybe you need to accept certain truths that you've been, scared to death of. Makes no difference. If you want to talk to God, you have to accept and take on any and every responsibility of whatever you need to do, and stop now immediately doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, and that means anything or everything. Well, let me ask you a question. How fast are you going to pick up the phone to talk to God? I know we might think, yeah, I'll do it. But we don't even do that in life. We're not ready to change everything we need to change right now. We're not ready. We're not that open. We're not that willing. We're just not. That's what prayers are for. You see, now we can understand what are prayers for. A prayer is to help, God, I know you weren't giving me healing, and I'm sick and I need healing. Please give me healing, change your mind about me. I'm a good person. No, God doesn't need those prayers. God doesn't hear those prayers. God doesn't need those prayers. Why? Because He's already giving us healing, endless healing. He was giving us healing before we asked for it. Then what's the purpose of the prayer? Then we shouldn't pray for healing? No, we should. But what we need to truly be praying for is to be able to do what's necessary spiritually, emotionally. Maybe I need to let go of certain things. Maybe I need to take on certain responsibilities. Maybe I need to accept. Very often illness can be caused by deep remorse that's been going on for years, or guilt, or fear. Money issues can be blockages or fears or memories of traumas when I was younger. I may not be aware of them. Those things may be creating blockages in our life. And I'm going to go into that in the new class coming up. If you want to know more about that, go to RabbiAbe.com. You get the information, Jewish Wealth Secrets. But we deal with that. Why? Because that is an issue. It's blocking us. It's blocking us. God can't do anything about our blockages. We can, because that's what we came here for. God is not permitted, as funny as that sounds, God is not permitted to do our spiritual work. Our spiritual work belongs to us and the reason why we came to this world. Or not, we would have no reason to be here. That's the truth. We have no reason to be here if someone else is going to do the work for us. We came here to learn how to be creators. The only reason why we came here is we wanted to be creator. We wanted to be a creator of what we have. We wanted to play the game, to create the win for ourselves. In other words, not that God will just give us endlessly beneficence. We wanted to be a partner in this creative process, part of the principles of what Kabbalah explains. Very often the reason why we cannot receive is because we are not actively being a creator in the process. We're just trying to get stuff. We're just trying to receive stuff all the time. And that's not the way. Those things, that receiving will be short-lived. It'll go away. You'll be off to something new, something else, because it's not sustainable if it didn't come from a creative process. You may have a lot of money. It won't be enjoyed. The beneficence won't be felt by. The blessing won't belong to you if you didn't have a part in the creation of that. Of course, abundance comes from the Creator. Of course. But perhaps I didn't let the Creator in. So physical abundance might be there. Does that mean you have the spiritual blessing of the abundance? No, it does not. How many people make you know who have maybe a lot of money and don't have the blessing of the money that they have? How many of us have, thank God, health, but don't appreciate the blessing of that health? And maybe we abuse it with behavior, with alcohol, with drugs. We don't appreciate it. So we may have it, but not be truly enjoying it because we were not an active creator in the process. Only when you're an active creator in the process do you feel ownership over something. No difference than someone who cheats in a game. If you cheat in order to win, you don't really feel the blessing of winning. Why? Because you didn't create the win. When you've worked and you've practiced and you've made the effort and then you've achieved it, you've created whatever it is that you have. You create your family, you create a career, you create a business, you create the good in your life in spite of obstacles. You overcome the challenges. That's what gives us the blessing, being the creator within our life. And that's a huge secret. That creates the place for the blessing. So what are the prayers then? Well, the prayers are to assist us in that effort of creating the place for the abundance which is already coming. It's already shining down always, all the time. That's not the purpose of the prayers. And we don't want to have a prayer like that. Oh, please give me. No, I'm giving you already. Create the place, create the space, create the vessel to have what I've been giving you from the beginning of time. The abundance of God's light is endless. It's an endless abundance. But only when we understand and know how to create the place, what we call the spiritual vessel, for that abundance, only until then are we able to totally enjoy the blessing and the abundance that the Creator has been giving us all along. Be blessed, guys, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. All the best.